Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Beyond the Mic with your host, Avery, and we've got Nancy back with us today.
Hey.
If you are just tuning in or you're a new listener to our podcast, I'm your host, Avery, and we've got Nancy. She actually started on the show actually last week, I think.
Yes, last Wednesday.
I think it was last week.
Yep.
For those who
Feels
are
like
new
yesterday.
again for Beyond the Mic, we cover a lot of various topics from politics to just also witty banter. We also have interviews with local and national celebrities as well as political figures. So we cover a lot of big variety of topics on the show. But for tonight, I've got, let's see, our topics are going to really start off. What we're going to start off with first today is our question of the day. What is your most memorable childhood moment and why?
Now, you said you were going to answer this one first.
Yes.
So,
For me, this would had to have.
now, wait. Okay.
Ah.
I have a question first.
Yeah.
So, childhood. That is such a semantical choice word. Would you say like elementary or 18 under 18? I mean, what? Give me a parameter.
For childhood, I would say
Like
I would say
before you
between
knew Santa Claus.
elementary up until like early teen years.
Okay, so like 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 0 to 13. Okay, fair. Okay. All right. Now that we've got that, I say the question again, and then you get to go first because you said you would.
All right. So today's question of the day is, what is your most memorable childhood moment and why?
And Avery, so what is your most memorable childhood moment from the sometime between 0 and 13 years of age, and why?
For me, it had to have been when I was in. Let me see, I'm trying to pick one because I've like a few. I have quite a few, but I would say
I know this is such a question.
For one, I would probably pick one when I was around 8 years old.
Okay.
With that one, it was around 24. No, I was like 9. Actually, I was 9. I was in 2014. I had met a family friend who my family I still talk to this day. She actually was the one who really introduced us to her dog at the time, and also really like spent time with my sister and I. And she would take us, for example, to like the local library, and really just also allowed my family and I to actually visit our local theme park, because she actually worked there at the time. So we were able to get passes for that year. And honestly, I don't really regret meeting that person, really. Like they've helped my family and I so much, from like when my mom, for example, used to work night shifts. She would actually watch my sister and I, which would be fun because we'd get to hang out with her and the dog. So
Gotcha.
it was fun.
So I guess your response is more not like a specific childhood moment, but like the fondness of your time spent with a particular person in your youth.
Correct.
Right. Okay, gotcha. So I think mine is probably going to be similar in a way to that. Not a person per se, but my most memorable childhood moments were basically getting out of the house and riding my bike around, creating forts in the forest and stealing nails out of, my stepdad's garage and the hammer and, rotty old wood and building a ladder up a tree and climbing trees. Ah, man, I would climb trees like crazy and I'd be up so high and I'd look down and I'd be like, how do I get down now? But just things like that. So just being out and being a kid when I could. I think, those kind of moments. Being
Yeah.
one with nature, fresh air and
Can I say something?
imagination. I'll allow it.
I actually never knew, even to this day, I don't know how to climb a tree at all.
Yeah. I'm not going to attempt it because my body isn't as limber as it was back when I was little. But yeah, I don't know how I did either. I just was like, I just found a way. It's crazy. I would just hang off of it and hang off of them. I would climb up basketball hoops, the pole all the way up, and then sit on the basketball hoop when I was a kid.
What?
Yeah, like
How?
I don't know how I could climb that, but I couldn't climb the gym rope. When I was young, they had like some fitnessy day thing and you had to do like all these rotations of like this place, that part. And one of them was to like climb this rope and like touch the flag or whatever and then climb down. I could never do that, but I could climb other stuff. So go figure.
Honestly, the one thing I remember, like, of me actually kind of being active as a kid was really trying to do the rock climbing wall in my elementary school. I was new to the school district and I was able to climb up. I was able to get up a little bit within the climbing wall. And
Yeah, we didn't have climbing walls.
No?
No, we had those outdoor geometric, like half circle sphere things that look totally 80s.
Look totally 80s.
I mean, I don't know what you gotta you have to Google like outdoor children's playground stuff, and it's like a bunch of bars all welded together in like triangular. And you could like play under it, on top of it. You could play like King of the Hill.
Oh, there's a lot that I'm looking up right now. Some of these. There's this one wooden one that I found, but I remember a few times out of the year when I was in elementary, this was when I was in first grade, we would constantly have to close one of the playgrounds. It was a big old wooden one. So because we had two, we had the normal like metal, like welded metal one on one side, and then the other one was that wooden one. The wooden one we would have to close down, mainly because there would always be a swarm of bees there all the time, so we'd have to close that one down. So I'm kind of surprised that that even had to happen, but I mean, I can understand why, especially during the summer months.
Yeah.
I know one year, honestly, there's so many stories I could share about my time when I was in elementary school. Because at least where I went, I was new.
I know, but did anybody ask? I'm kidding.
I was like,
You're like,
My sister gets me with that all the time, and my friend does too. He's like, yeah, but did I ask?
Seriously, I had no idea. That's funny. Well, okay, I'm still listening. I'm razzing with you.
Right.
So you could have like so many memories from, yeah. Hey, what was that hot goss? Bruh, he put himself on mute. I should have started saying things about you.
What? No, it's
I
because
don't
my
know, because you
mom.
muted yourself, and I
It's
was
because
like
my mom
talking, and
over
you're.
here is like, yeah, I need you to put
Isn't that what
something in the
everybody says?
dryer
Oh,
for
it's
you.
just my mom. You blame it
It's
on the
so weird.
cat.
It's so
The
weird being
cat ate my ear things, and I had to get new ear things.
I
And
had to actually. Like, it took me a
yeah,
while. It took me a while because the ones I normally get are these like normal in-ear monitors that like you'd see like singers have and stuff like that.
like me.
Yeah. Those ones, it's like I like those better than like normal over the ear headphones. The in ear monitors are kind of better. I used to use them when I would practice drumming. Mind you, I don't really practice drumming much anymore because I had to throw away my drum set because it broke. It was like a child's drum set anyway because that's I guess the gift that my family thought would be fine. And I was like, how can I fit in it? I'm like 5'7". How can I fit in the damn thing?
Oh, you're such a goofball.
I know. Hey, that's my middle name.
How did I end up? How did I end up in this situation?
I know, right?
Yes. No regrets. No regrets.
No regrets. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one because this is a good topic, kind of a bit of a segue from our question of the day. This is a topic that's kind of been floating around this week, but what is
flying around?
That's true. But in terms of flags being flown at half staff for 9/11 victims, as well as political commentator Charlie Kirk, what is really your opinion on that in terms of really, because there's people upset about, for example, places like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, places that are not federal buildings. Those people are upset that those places are not flying the flag at half staff for example, Charlie Kirk and the 9/11 victims.
Okay, so there was the federal presidential request to lower the flags for the 9/11 victims. That's correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that just like a annual thing, or does the president have to put out an order every year? Do you know?
I know
for the 9/11 specifically.
Let me see. I know for this year, I'm surprised to see though that President Trump had to sign an executive order. Yeah, he ended up combining them. So he signed an executive order for that to happen. But I would think that since 9/11 was a tragedy that really devastated the United States, I would assume that there was already something put in by the Bush administration after the tragedy so that we'd lower the flags every year to commemorate.
I mean, I was just curious if there was, or if they put the press release out, every year. I mean, and I think flying the flag at half mast for 9/11 victims, is absolutely appropriate.
So this is an article or a blurb from halfstaff.org. So from September 11th, 2025, so they call it what it's called Patriot Day, apparently. In 2025, the U.S. flag will be flown at half staff from sunrise to sunset on September 11th for Patriot Day in accordance with federal law and tradition. This practice honors the victims of the 2001 terrorist attacks. Legal basis for half staff on Patriot Day, Public Law 107-89, approved on December 18th, 2001. This joint resolution officially designated September 11th of each year as Patriot Day. So this has been a law since 2001. Okay. So this this has been something going on for years.
Yeah, and I knew that. I just didn't know. I was just curious if if it was like what you just said, and or if it was just, every year they, to put out the blurb.
Here are the rules for Patriot Day. The duration: fly the flag at half-staff from sunrise to sunset. To fly the flag at half-staff, first hoist it briskly. That's like the normal procedures for it. The law also calls for a moment of silence at 8:46 EDT, the time the first plane struck the World Trade Center, to remember the victims. But my main question is why are people filming themselves in my words, harassing service workers, or even talking to management for those private businesses like, hey, why don't you have your flag at half staff? For example, the victims of 9/11 and Charlie Kirk. But from what I've seen in videos is that people have made it more solely about the political commentator more than the 9/11 victims. Because I've seen on videos where they'll be like, they'll put hashtag we are Charlie Kirk or hashtag I am Charlie Kirk. So they tag his name in there for that. Let's see.
Okay, so the executive order that came out just recently with Trump was to include specifically naming and Charlie Kirk. That's correct. Okay. Yeah. I'm very saddened that a person had to die, be murdered, by violence, by a gun, by any kind of violence. It's not okay. Whether, I disagree with everything he stands for, or I agree with everything he stands for. It's a human being, and it's sad that people are becoming victims of violence, especially guns. But I don't think that Charlie Kirk deserved the flag to be flown at half staff for him and his passing. No, he's not a government employee. He's not a soldier. He's not a senator. He's not, any person of government. He's a commentator, and I don't think so. And it's no judgment on him personally.
Right.
I think it's just inappropriate. I think, let's take another individual who, who died by gun violence, who is very emphatic on their beliefs. But maybe on the opposite side, we don't lower our flags for them. People. So I think it's ridiculous. I don't think. But it's okay if someone wants to, identify with Charlie Kirk and what Charlie Kirk believes, that's on them. That's their life, YOLO, whatever. No disrespect. I don't hate Christians. I don't hate God. I don't, hate the freedom and all these things. And I'm not some extremist, liberal or anything like that. It just means that I don't think that the flag should be flown at half staff for that individual, because I don't deem it to have been an appropriate. I hate the word candidate, but so that's my thought on that.
Because I will say, I know.
Okay.
So there is a video actually. Let me see if I can find the video. I should have prepared.
And yeah, you're saying that people are harassing businesses that are not. But in the videos, are they saying because it's 9/11 and you should be, or are they saying because it's Charlie Kirk's
So they're using
passing?
both. They're using both.
So they're bringing up both.
They're bringing up both tragedies. But even then, it's
So these are kind of instigators.
yes.
It seems like an instigating, because I mean, because they're including the Charlie Kirk part. I mean, if I think it's, the true patriot, true, American. I think, for 9/11, why you need to use extra words, extra energy, extra, mouth movements to like pronounce another name. I mean, you could just, say 9/11 victims. And so it's instigation. That's what I think.
So now this is what I'm going to play right now is a video from a creator that actually did this and went to the business. This was in Fishkill, New York. This was a Wendy's on Route 9.
With a high flying flag. Let's see if we can change this one.
Is that going to get copyright?
Nah, hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Hello, is manager?
Yeah.
We have a little issue.
Yeah.
That flag out front is at half mast for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and that 2,977 people lost their lives in 9/11. It's a presidential order. Oh, I'm recording everybody. I did it to 6 businesses up and down the strip today. I gave them all an hour. They all lowered the flags half mast.
So
If
I
it's
don't
not,
know how to
all
lower
right.
the flag, but I
Call
agree with you.
your boss and tell him he has an hour. Have that flag lowered to half mast or report a public opinion. It'll be all over social media, and Wendy's will suffer the same fate as Cracker Barrel.
Yes, but
Unfortunately,
I didn't say that you could report me. So.
It doesn't matter. We're in public. This is
Okay.
public. This is
Yes.
public accessible, so I can record.
understand.
I will say, in terms of recording in the building, it is private property. It is technically private property since it's not really public. I know it's open to the public, but the business is owned privately. So even then, the individual had really no right
Plus,
to really
there's
record
probably
the
recording
individual.
laws.
That is true. There
Everything
is
has their own recording, like 2-party consent, 1-party consent, no part, whatever. I don't know, 10-party consent. You should pull up that order again. When I asked for clarification, if they had a law, or if they just did a thing, press release, because isn't it is the law it pertains to federal buildings, right? Does it say anything about private businesses?
so okay. So this is what I found. This
Because
is through.
I believe it's only federal buildings
This
is by law. Having expectations or ideals or opinions on other entities or persons and how they fly their flag. But what this guy's referencing the law. So if you're looking at the law right now, how it's written, does it say that private businesses and homes like that they are required to, or does it say federal buildings? Like what's the wordage there? Let's get specific here so we can for people who think this way or that way, any which way, whatever you think, we know the skinny. So what you got, Ave?
So I know here it does state, this is from 3 different sources. This is kind of an excerpt that I'm going to read. It says non-federal buildings are not legally required to lower the flag at half staff during tragedies. but many choose to do so as a sign of respect and unity.
There you go. So they're not required to.
Presidential proclamations. The president can issue orders for flags to be flown at half-staff, which only applies to federal buildings and grounds. Local authority, governors can order flags at half-staff for state-specific events, while mayors can lower flags for local authorities. Many non-federal institutions follow local or state guidelines, often observing Memorial Day or other remembrance days. Ultimately, while not mandatory, many non-federal buildings choose to not lower in such situations.
Boom. That guy was wrong. He's wrong. And that's exactly what I thought, is like, no, it only pertains to the federal.
Because the
law.
three sources here are WC and C.
He owes them an apology.
He definitely does, because he according to him in the video, he's done it for 6 other businesses on the
and that's harassment. I'd call the cops on him. I mean, now, I just wanted to clarify what the law was. Now, what I believe, like, I would like to see businesses and private entities and companies that fly flags, to, even though they're not required to, fly it at half-mast, so, but I definitely had the understanding that they're not required to by law.
Yeah.
So I am patriotic. I just wanted to clarify what law was and what that guy thought law was.
Because I will say, like, I can understand to a certain degree where people are really, because they're taking it far in a sense, where they're really just going to those businesses and just harassing them, which obviously that's really not okay to do.
I mean, they're not. That individual did not even educate himself before he went and did that. If he went and found, that what he said was true, then, he could get the message across, but in a little less aggressive way.
Mm-hmm.
But he was wrong if he didn't do his research first. So, no.
I've got some videos, at least that I went through this morning. There was a racial incident or racial profiling incident in Flower Mound, Texas, pertaining to a Hispanic female and a Caucasian female. They were in a parking lot. It is not visible really where they are location wise. If they're at, for example, like at a Walmart or a department store, it's not really visualized what store they're at.
Let me ask you something really quick first.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, like, wherever you found this link to this video, is there whoever posted it or reposted it?
Their tag is on there.
Did they put a little descriptor like are these, like, is this high school kids? Is this like grown women? Are they fighting over the last toy in an aisle, that one got it, the other one didn't? I mean, what's the context? Is there any? Besides one's one color and one's a different color and they're both female? Like, what's going on here? I need more context to this.
So the caption itself just reads, "How long will these acts of discrimination and aggression?" I'm assuming they're trying to say, how long will these acts of discrimination and aggression, keep occurring? When will they understand that we all have the right to be and express ourselves in your language and to be treated with respect? From what I'm seeing on the video itself, they're at a McDonald's parking lot. So they're right in front of a McDonald's parking lot. I do know that.
This is the victims, the person who feels they're on the receiving end of it. Mm-hmm. Their video, right?
Yes, this is
so they've cut, clipped, or started and stopped for public consumption what you're viewing, what they chose, right? I mean, so there's some bias there, but I just want to, who is in control of the video release and whose video was it on which party?
So
Okay.
I'm like, what? So I'm currently actually rewatching the video. The aggressor, the lady on the other side.
When does it start? Like, they're already in the middle of it?
Yeah, they're
Like,
already
when
in the
does it
middle
cut
of it.
in? So you don't even know how it started.
Yeah, I don't know how it started either. I don't know if there was a parking dispute or if there was a dispute that was maybe inside a restaurant. Because from what I'm gathering is the person in the video may have been a delivery driver, just because the aggressor in the video is mentioning that she's a DoorDasher.
Okay, now let me ask you, in the video, does either party use racial slurs at all? Because if there's no video footage, if there's no like video footage that like shows like that has audio to it where they're saying anything, racist, then I don't see that it's a fight because of racism. I mean, we don't have context from how it started, so we can't assume. We can only base it off of what the video is that you said you watched.
So I know I'm currently rewatching it right now. So the individual who's shouting back to the filmer, the individual who's filming, the individual who's kind of acting aggressive towards the individual is just telling her to go back to Mexico or speak Spanish somewhere else, calling her an illegal. But I don't see anything really like.
No, that answers it for me. That's racist. That's why I was like, I wanted to know, like, was there any racial kind of, phrases or words used, slurs, or, that's racist. That's absolutely racist. It's disgusting.
And this is what people have said just generally is and this is kind of other people's opinion. People have kind of said this online, is that President Trump has really emboldened the kind of that racist behavior from a lot of people to make it okay to really racially discriminate against other individuals of color, for example, or that speak another language. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Right, but we've been saying that since his first election.
Correct. It's been going on since the first term.
Yeah, it has. Since he was running.
But even then, there's, and I'm sure this is, I'm kind of.
You mean like kind of like a roller coaster, like an up? It's like, we're in an uptick. Is kind of what you're getting at. Like there's a correlation, causation situation. I get you now. Yeah. It's. I think. Yeah, there's a lot of groups that I feel more emboldened and protected, and that they'll be shielded, and I think not the full gavel of of justice would befall upon those who are guilty. I think that's what they're feeling so free to do sad acts against other human beings. That's what I think.
Okay, so let me see.
I'm like, what's going on? Avery is typing. And now
There's
he
so
just laughed.
many. Okay, so
Where
this
are
is
we
a
going?
video from Now This Impact dated September 16th. So this was a few days ago. A reporter is asking President Trump in regards to
Wait. Is this regular press? He doesn't do press conferences anymore, does he?
I know he'll do them occasionally within the Oval Office, but this isn't just between him and reporters. He's like they're in the press pool.
Oh.
Now,
Interesting.
being said, a lot of people are saying he really didn't pay much respect in terms of Democratic Senator Melissa Hortman being assassinated back in June. There's a lot of really speculation from a lot of people that he didn't really go to pay respects at the funeral. Flags were not flown at half staff for them, unlike political commentator Charlie Kirk, which are a lot of people are kind of comparing and contrasting to that.
And I understand that she was a Democrat, and I think it's ridiculous even if she was Republican, even if she was the most Trumpster, MAGA, maggot that could ever trump a Trump, I would still want the flag
flown
and
at half staff.
the flag to be I mean, if they stood for everything that was abhorrent to me, I would still expect the flag to be flown at half staff. I am an American. I love this country. So, even though I have certain views that, we might not agree with. Hey, I'm talking, dude.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm still very much a patriot. I mean, I don't know, so you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, because even then it's when people, and I'm even surprised even now that there's people saying that you can't fly flags of other countries, or like, for example, for me, I'm Mexican American. If I choose,
I've never heard that. You can fly other flags. People around my area have been flying the Ukrainian flag because of the situation with Russia and Ukraine. And
it's because I know there's videos going on spreading around about that.
For St. Patrick's Day, people fly, the Irish flag. I see that. Shoot. I mean, was there just Mexican Independence Day or some? Yes. Yeah. And I seen the Mexican flag being flown, and I just think, hey, you are involved and interested and, care about your culture and are excited, I go for it. Good. What does it hurt me?
Right,
you have pride, I don't get what people's problem is. Gee, golly, my gosh.
Even for me, like the one thing I saw earlier before we started recording was a video of two young females destroying a memorial for Charlie Kirk. When I was reading the comments that they should set up a GoFundMe for the two girls that destroyed the memorial, or that we should give them or reward them for it. And at the same time, I'm like, what the heck? The dude was still killed. He was shot and killed. Yeah, like a lot of people are not going to agree with him, but you don't do that. Even if it was, for example, a school shooting memorial, you wouldn't go and destroy it.
No,
I'm like using that as an example because that's happened before.
Yeah, no, that's wrong. It's wrong. I mean, people, our society is just so divided. Now,
That was actually my next topic.
Avery, I was trying to get us there without
Sorry.
reading it as a bullet point, friend. But yeah. So we can't even have conversations and disagree and listen to other perspectives. It's like, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, like, delete, unfriend. The unfriending part. There's some people that I wouldn't want in my life if they couldn't recognize me as a human being who deserves rights. So as I was going there, I was like, back up. But otherwise, in other aspects, we the usual kind of conversation about differences and different points of view and perspectives, and then still being able to be friends or like cordial and realize that we have to work together irregardless. Now it's I'm a winner, you're a loser.
Right.
I'm right, you're wrong. For many subjects where it's not a black and white situation.
Or even where I've seen like people on social media, like for example, between the Charlie Kirk incident, the Evergreen, Colorado incident, and the current ICE shooting that happened in Dallas, people are saying, "Oh, Republicans are going to blame the left for this, or the left is going to blame the Republicans for this." But at the same time, I'm like, why? That's what's also causing this division in this country, because you're constantly blaming each other. Republicans are blaming Democrats, Democrats blaming Republicans. When are we going to find a common middle ground where there's really no bickering for things like this?
Well, I mean, the Republicans control the House and the Senate and, the president's office and the Supreme Court. And so if, they think guns are a problem, haha, no, they don't. They could write up, some laws and have it, passed and right on the desk of the president. He could sign it into law. If they thought it was, a mental health issue, they could pass something. I mean, they run the country right now. They run all three branches of government. Whatever they think the problem is with, the gun violence or whatever, they could pick something and do it. And so, I mean, they're doing nothing. Nothing. They don't want to put money into mental health.
Because
they don't want to. Go ahead.
I know, like mental health is a big one right now, especially.
And if they want to blame it, it's not the gun, it's the person. Well, if they think it's mentally ill people, well then start. Start writing these bills, write these laws. Yeah, write these laws that put money for mental health into the states and fund some programs and starting some programs. If that's what you think is the reason, do that. I mean, like I said, they have the House, they have the Senate, they have it all. They could pass it. They could pass it. They're going to do nothing. There's going to be no gun reform, no implementation for anything for mental health. If they feel like that's the reason why, they're going to do nothing. Nothing.
That's what I honestly feel like we're really, and I've seen this ever since day one of the administration. My opinion is that we're regressing backwards. We're not moving forwards at all. We're moving back down a path that we shouldn't be moving down towards.
Example?
I know one of them would be where the research, for example, for the, what do you call it? The healthcare was, well, there's like a few things. There's also that there's the immigration situation as well as the healthcare. I know right now there's a lot of discourse still with apparently like autism being linked to Tylenol, which I follow a few medical professionals on Facebook and other social media platforms have even since debunked that. Because there's really no clear link towards Tylenol, vaccines, or any other medical procedures. And in terms of immigration, a martial law was going to be invoked, which I'm assuming it has been, since troops are already in our cities trying to get migrants out. So I feel like though we're not really safe in the country as we once were, because there really shouldn't be troops on in cities collecting people like this. There shouldn't be there really shouldn't be people being tear gassed at the same time. Like this, it's madness where people are getting injured by just protesting. Yes, I've seen in the past where protests have turned violent, like for
because there's no
groups.
repercussions now for there. Yeah, you're a good old boy. Jeez, I don't even know if I'm using that right.
Let's see.
But yeah, no, they're yeah. It's just like
Let's see. I have kind of a video that pertains to that because this one was in I have so many.
How boring. Dead sound, huh?
Let's see.
There was your face. Now it's gone. So you're trying to find a video?
I have the video pulled up here.
Okay. What's the context? This is where mace was used, or not mace, tear gas?
Yes, tear gas had been used. This was in Broadview, Illinois. A Democratic congressional candidate had been shoved by troops during a peaceful protest. There's already reports going around.
What are these troops? Is this National Guard? What is this, state police? What are they?
They look to be National Guard just by the uniform itself. Yeah.
And does the article say that, or it just from your visual?
Let's see.
Because I want to know what entity feels emboldened to shove that woman like that.
I'm gonna get that article.
Or any person.
There's a few articles. This one's from Courier News.
She didn't even instigate anything.
Protesters, let's see. No, quit giving me a paywall trying to access the article. I hate when sites do that. Chicago Tribune, you're on my hit list for that. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I hate when articles are behind paywalls.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from yesterday. This was by CBS News. New security measures were in place early Tuesday in front of a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in the West Chicago suburb of Broadview, which has drawn protests for days. A tall wire riot fence has also been set up surrounding the building to prevent protesters from getting too close or blocking ICE vehicles as they enter and leave. Police have also blocked Beach Street outside the ICE facility with metal barricades set up to prevent any vehicles from getting by. Meanwhile, protesters, elected officials, and ICE representatives all offered comment Monday after at least 16 people were taken into custody during clashes with federal agents last week. Some of the protesters said they were held in custody for hours and denied basic necessities and then hit with serious charges. Cell phone video captured the arrest of Rogelio Huerta of Berwyn. He showed CBS Chicago a black eye, a result of what he said happened behind the gate of the ICE processing facility. Huerta said that he was packed into a small room with dozens of detainees and left without basic necessities. Huerta also said 6 hours after he was detained, he said 6 hours after he was detained, he walked out with a citation for assaulting a federal officer. Quote, they refused me a phone call, they refused food, and they refused any kind of essentials that I needed. So if I needed a cover, a blanket, they didn't have anything for me, Huerta said. Late Monday, ICE fired back, calling protesters, quote, rioters, and defending their actions. Officials said detainees are transferred to other facilities after processing and called their allegations about conditions inside the Broadview facility false. The agency also accused protesters of throwing rocks and fireworks, slashing tires, and endangering officers and immigrants inside. Meanwhile, a coalition of 47 elected officials are pushing back, calling the federal response heavy-handed when protesters, journalists, and family members were hit with tear gas and pepper balls over the weekend. Now, this is a video directly from CBS News Chicago. I have to change this. Let's see. Boop.
A new look after a number of tense days at the ICE facility in Broadview. From tear gas and chaos to more calm and new safety barriers lining the length of the facility. Our Darius Johnson's been covering this story and been at that.
I can't stand her voice.
Since some of that chaos started, he joins us now with more on those security measures.
Her voice, it's super monotone, I guess.
Like, it's so weird. You're talking about something that's serious, but you sound like a robot.
At least from what's said, they're supposed to kind of do that, I guess, or have a reporter voice. And I'm like, what?
Well, that's like robot. Okay,
they do. They sound like that. I will be honest. We'll get back into that though in a sec.
Morning. Security has been beefed up all around the ICE processing facility here in Broadview. On the backside of our cameras, you have Broadview police blocking Beach Street. They also have those metal barricades to prevent any vehicles from getting by. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see the riot fencing that is now up a little closer to that facility, preventing protesters from getting too close, preventing them from blocking any vehicles as ICE agents move in and out of the parking lot, possibly with detainees at some time. Now, some of the protesters we spoke to tell us that they were held here for hours and denied basic necessities and then hit with serious charges. Cell phone video captured the arrest of Rogelio Huerta of Berwyn. He showed us his black eye, a result of which he says happened behind the gates of the ICE processing facility. Huerta says he was packed in a room with dozens of detainees left without basic necessities. 6 hours later, he tells us he was released with a federal citation for assaulting an officer.
We were just continuing the protest that happened since Friday, but it got a little ugly. I think that these officers don't even want to do their job. Like literally, they don't want to do this. Some of them are actually on our side.
Now, protesters tell us that they will continue to keep a presence at this facility day by day until ICE changes its practices. Reporting at the Broadview ICE facility, I'm Darius Johnson, CBS News, Chicago.
Darius, thank you. Officials say the detainees are transferred to other facilities.
So that's from what is being said in that video. At least from the uniform.
Is that southwest of Chicago?
Yes.
Okay, so he's kind of got some pinpoints around Chicago, but he can't get in Chicago. Okay.
I know. I honestly thought they were like federal, or I wouldn't say federal agents, but I thought they were like National Guard just based off of the uniform. But they are a part of the ERO, which is the what it is. It says ERO on their vests.
Yeah, what does that stand for?
In enforcement and removal operations, that is through ICE.
Oh, holy smokes. Do you know it's like 3-4 weeks ago? Oh, I was driving through Wakanda and I saw like this black SUV with gray white writing on the sides, and it looked like a police officer vehicle, but it was different, and so that's why I paid attention. I was like, but it was some weird. I'm like, that. Why would there be private security in Wakanda in like a church parking lot? And it just didn't make sense. It stuck with me, and later I like forgot, and now I'm remembering. Oh man. Ooh, yikes. Okay. They're here, folks.
There's been some reports here by me. There's been some reports or sightings of, at least by where I'm at. So I've even kind of urged local residents here to really just know your rights, as well as really just encourage to not open the door unless they actually have a warrant for your arrest. If they do not have a judicial warrant but have an ICE warrant, that's really not a valid warrant for them to actually come into your property. Now,
yeah, I mean, like,
it's said apparently that they can arrest you while out and about if you're just walking around outside. What do you make of that personally?
That they can arrest you for walking around outside?
If you're just really just walking around minding your own business and they walk up to you.
Like, do they already know that I'm like?
That's what I'm assuming. They would I'm assuming they would have,
or they're just they're targeting me. They're targeting me based on the way that I look or the color of my skin, or like have they like identified like visually me compared to like a cam shot as being some perpetrator of a crime. Like I don't know what you're actually asking.
I'm like trying not to be super vague about it, since it's really a ball game for that in terms of where people have been picked up if they're U.S. citizens but really don't have a deportation order.
Okay.
But let's say,
so we're not talking born. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's okay. I don't think so at all. Targeting people. They're obviously targeting people based on, their appearance or, certain, aspects that they're looking for. So I think it's racial profiling. I do. Absolutely. And I think it's wrong. I think whatever the law is currently, if it's bad law, then we need our representatives to start addressing that and get the law to change. But if the law is on the side of the individual, I think these officers or secret police need to follow the law. And give the respect and to the person that they don't know whether or not they're here illegally or not.
Because in terms of ICE and federal agents being seen in masks, what are your thoughts on that? Where they're not really identifying themselves to the person they're going to detain, for example.
Oh, I don't think they're doing it to not be able to be identified by the person they're detaining. I think they're doing that when they know that there's other people around and cameras and people videotaping, because the internet is forever and everyone is a sleuth. They see an image and then they're, like
They do the reverse lookup.
And they don't want to be identified. And what is that term where like they dox? They don't want to be doxxed. Yeah, so they want that anonymity to be able to overstep their bounds and bend the law and not face the consequences because it can't be identified.
Right.
And so I don't think it has to do with the person that they're picking up. It's about everything around them, all the technology, recording people, or just cameras that are mounted.
So I actually
because if it gets out, that's why. So,
and mind you, like for example, like your local law enforcement, your local police force, they're not going to be wearing masks. They're not.
Nope, they're not.
Gonna be wearing. They shouldn't be anyway, unless because obviously A, we're not in COVID times anymore. B, they have to be identifiable. They have to wear their badge. They have to have their name on like their vest.
Yeah, these guys are like secret police.
And I don't going back to when I interviewed the mayor of the city of Waukegan, I didn't really ask him this specifically, but I did ask, is the city, for example, the city of Waukegan going to participate in this? Are they going to have uniformed police officers partake in assisting immigration customs enforcement?
When did you interview him and ask him this?
Back in February.
Okay, of this year, 2025.
This year, this was before the mayoral election.
Okay.
So he was running for re-election at the time of the interview, but in his words, he said that Waukegan Police is not going to participate in this. He has said that if you have a warrant, if you have a warrant, they're going to allow them to find the individual and deport them if they've committed a crime or any of that sort. But if you're just here to, in his words, to work, to live, work, and play here, then you're fine. As long as you're following the law and you're respecting the rules of our city, then you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But my concern has always really been, what about the residents that have younger children? How are they gonna feel if they think, for example, if a child thinks that their parents are going to be taken away by police? What are they going to think?
I don't think that's a new. I think
because I know kids have been scared since, for example, Obama.
I think I keep saying I think a lot, which I do. It's been going on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you grew up that way still.
Yes.
Or knew people intimately that was scared of that. Even when I was younger and growing up, same thing. So I don't think it's new.
Yeah, because even then,
I think children have. I think the grandparents now, at one point, were children worried about their parents.
I'm going to show a clip of former President Obama where he actually refers to this. He he talks about immigration, and even then he's made it clear that if you're a criminal or have, for example, a criminal record, that you are going to be removed. Let me find it because I don't want
I
to.
think that's fair. I think if you're a criminal, if it's appropriate to be tried in our country and serve time in our country, and then once you've done whatever, if you were found guilty, then yeah, you get sent back to your country of origin.
I'm going to make a bit of a joke here, but this is the right's least favorite fake news network, CNN. I'm making a small joke here. This is their fake news network.
The clown doesn't even laugh.
Continue to believe that the best way to solve this problem is by working together to pass that kind of common sense law. But until that happens, there are actions I have the legal authority to take as president. The same kinds of actions taken by Democratic and Republican presidents before me that will help make our immigration system more fair and more just. Tonight, I'm announcing those actions. First, we'll build on our progress at the border with additional resources for our law enforcement personnel so that they can stem the flow of illegal crossings and speed the return of those who do cross over. Second, I'll make it easier and faster for high-skilled immigrants, graduates, and entrepreneurs to stay and contribute to our economy, as so many business leaders have proposed. Third, we'll take steps to deal responsibly with the millions of undocumented immigrants who already live in our country. I want to say more about this third issue because it generates the most passion and controversy. Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security. Felons, not families. Criminals, not children. Gang members, not a mom who's working hard to provide for her kids. We'll prioritize, just like law enforcement does every day. But even as we focus on deporting criminals, the fact is millions of immigrants in every state, of every race and nationality, still live here illegally. And let's be honest, tracking down, rounding up, and deporting millions of people isn't realistic. Anyone who suggests otherwise isn't being straight with you. It's also not who we are as Americans. After all, most of these immigrants have been here a long time. They work hard, often in tough, low-paying jobs. They support their families. They worship at our churches. Many of their kids are American-born or spent most of their lives here. And their hopes, dreams, and patriotism are just like ours. As my predecessor, President Bush, once put it, they are a part of American life.
With that, this video actually dates back to...
Yeah, I need to know what year was this recorded? Did he say this? And what was the occasion?
This was November 20th of 2014. He had administered an executive action as he had unveiled his plan to overhaul the U.S. immigration policy.
And that's his what year of presidency?
This has to have been his either his second or first term.
I know my brain can't math right now. So his election, all right.
Because mind you, I've got my dates mixed up for him. He was, let's see. He was elected as the 44th president in 2008. But I don't know if he...
All right, so he'd be in his second term then. Oh, right? Yeah. Everybody else is getting it, but we're here like derp, derp, derp.
Hold on.
Sorry, everybody.
Obama.
You just got to put up with us. Put up with us for a hot minute.
How many terms in office? He served 2 terms. He was president from January 20th, 2009 to January 20th, 2017, totaling 8 years in office. The 2-term limit is for U.S. presidents established by the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution.
So he was 3/4 done, pretty much. Gotcha. Now, okay, so I was just curious. I wanted to know exactly, like, when that was and what the occasion or whatever. And my other thing is, didn't they have those cages, when they showed all these leaked videos, I don't know, a couple of years ago about the deportation where it was like people crammed in cages and very inhumane and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Were those cages also there for, like, during the Obama administration?
That's the thing, actually. Like, even during Trump's first administration, I never really thought to really research it itself. So I'm not 100% sure here.
Like, I mean, that's because I've heard that too. That those kind of cage building wall things, rooms, whatever. Sick.
Okay, so this is from USA Today, written on August 26, 2020. This is actually a fact check. Obama administration approved built temporary holding enclosures at the southern border.
Okay. So he did. That was him. That was Obama.
Let's see.
I mean, I'd pick Obama 1,000 times over Trump. Oh my gosh. So, I'm not trying to be all like all goofy here, but not everybody's all good.
Because I will say, when he said that we're rounding up criminals, not families, not parents, not kids.
I didn't find that to be fully true.
Honestly,
I think he was, but probably not at the same rate.
Yeah.
Not like now. Not like now.
Right.
But I think some people that he described as, oh, we'll leave them alone, probably got picked up and taken.
That's
I think so.
Because even then, even for me, even at my age, I'm 20 years old now, but even then,
You were afraid.
I still live
even
in constant
under Obama.
fear. I still live in constant fear of my own parent getting picked up.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, like, especially if
and you're
for
like
example,
an Obama kid.
I was born during Bush, but I was 3 years old when Obama first ran.
Yeah, and then you kind of came into the education system and all of the opportunities and things that they would start to incorporate. You got to be a part of that.
I will ask this because I know this was a hot topic, at least during the beginning of the year. What are your thoughts on the dismantling of the Department of Education, or the quote dismantling of the Department of Education?
What are my thoughts? I think it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Because I know it's with things like that would affect a lot of schools, especially those that are publicly funded, but as well, kids with IEPs, things like that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of coincides as well with other more legislation that was passed. I know, for example, the Big Beautiful Bill that was passed I think in the summer, if I remember correctly.
The
I know I
big,
just
beautiful bill.
or the big ugly bill, I should say.
I mean, just let's take a moment. The big, beautiful bill.
All I can think about is that one song from Schoolhouse Rock.
The big, beautiful bill. All right, we can move on now.
Well, okay, what we can do as well as like a breather to before we segue into something else is I'm trying to I'll let you take the floor, actually. I'll let you take the floor.
Okay. So this kind of goes back to like a little bit of the conversation before about, childhood stuff, memories, whatnot, what have you. What were like your favorite toys as a kid? Like a kid, like 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 4 to 7. Like that prime age where you had your figures. Your guys. Like
I know
these are my guys.
I know when I was little, when I was around that age, and I asked my mom this not too long ago. She told me one of my favorite toys from a show. It was like my favorite cartoon at the time as well when I was younger was Go Diego Go, but I also had the toys as well. But I was really into trucks and cars as well when I was younger, so I had this big like red Tonka tow truck. What actually had like movable levers, so I was able to move the hook and everything, and the crane itself. I was able to move it.
Oh, cool!
And even now, I'm still kind of wondering, where did that truck go? Where is it? So because like I want to relive that. Even then, like at a local playground, at a local at a local playground, we used to have these like almost like excavators, and I would like
those diggers, the diggers.
Yeah. I always loved messing around with those as a kid, but
yeah,
I think it was
sometimes you had to wait a while.
I hated waiting
for too long. They were like,
I was that kid. I was that kid to be
you
on,
were that
on
kid?
it for yes.
And I'd be like, "Hey, buddy, you need to get off. It's my turn. I've been waiting." Oh, okay. All right. Now I know who I'm hosting with. All right.
This means war.
Something like that.
Oh my god.
Okay. So that was some of your favorite toys as a kid. Okay, cool. I'd say for me, probably in like the 4 to 8, maybe a little bit longer. Because we didn't really have social media and kids having phones and that kind of jazz.
That's the one thing I regret now.
Yeah. The earlier loss of your childhood.
Yeah.
It was like Barbies and Barbies and My Little Pony.
I'm assuming it's like the older generation My Little Pony, right?
Yeah. Like the quote unquote vintage ones.
I think it had to have been like Gen 3.
Not Applejack and that one.
Let me pull up a picture.
My kids were into them when they rebooted the cartoon. But no, the original one from the 80s, My Little Pony. And they had like symbols on their like side butt leg thing.
Like
which,
these guys?
like, correlated to their name. That's two. Some of them. Some of them those are newer. Yeah, like that.
Like these ones?
Mm-hmm. Like those, but like older. Because some of them were taller and bigger. They had longer legs. But yeah, so My Little Pony and Barbies and my couple of my best friends, it was like we would be together and we would be brushing their hair and talking about like what is their name and how old are they and like what's their favorite color and like giving them all this background as we're brushing their hair and picking out their outfits and what their room's gonna look like. And I don't even know. And then it was like time to go home. So we never actually like took like real Barbies and went bloop, 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 bloop,
Right.
bloop. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Bobby Sue. You know, like we never
That's how my
did that. It
sister
was
and I
just like,
to play around as kids.
yeah, it was like, you know, just like brushing their hair and, you know, like putting on the outfits and stuff like that and talking about like, you know, who's going to be friends with who and the drama is going to be this and, you know, the blah, 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 that. And they're going to go here and they're going to do that and hang out and whatever and be rich and go on these trips. And you never actually, you know, like bopped them around and like,
Right.
you know, you know, like you would battle. Bah. We never played. It was just like we just talked about all the potential and the great things that they're gonna do and all that. And then it was like, oh, time to go home. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna kind of ask this because I think this is probably like different nowadays. What was it like for you when you were growing up in terms of like curfew?
Oh, for me for curfew? Oh, I'd say, geez. I really didn't have a curfew. I know they said like, oh, you know, when the street lights come on, that's when you knew it was time to come home. I mean,
That's what
yes
I was told once by a
and
friend of
no.
mine.
Yes and no. I think when I was, you know, that young, my mom and stepdad were busy, you know, focused on their own personal life and adventures. And I mean, they hired a nanny, a live-in nanny, so that they didn't have to parent as much.
What
That's
was
the
that
whole-
like?
That's a whole story. Oh, I don't. We're not gonna even go there now. It's a whole different thing, and very interesting. But I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I went home when I couldn't hang out with any of my friends. Like it was like their bedtime. You know, like I got kind of kicked out of their house. And I had nobody like else to like, you know, knock on the door. Hey, is Susie Q, home? And, hang out with them or, the next person, down the block or whatever. It was when everybody was done so and I had nowhere else to go visit and see about hanging out and whatever, that's when I went home.
Because I know for me growing up, I think my curfew was probably around like 7 or 8, but I wasn't really, I guess, told in terms of like, oh, when, for example, like when the streetlights come on, come inside. It was always usually
you probably had a phone, right? You had a phone.
No,
and
I didn't.
No
I didn't have like
tracker on you.
Nah. I didn't have like a smartphone. I had like one, like a burner phone, I guess. Like it wasn't a flip phone, but I had one that had minutes on it. And
phone.
I don't remember the name of the phone itself. I know my mom has a picture of me with the phone back from 2013. And I think I brought it with me to school too. I had it on me, but I couldn't really like go on social media or things like that. I could only really text or call or do like audio recordings, but that's really all like the fun stuff I could do.
Yeah. Play a couple of games.
Yeah. I didn't get my first actual smartphone until I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
So around 2015. Oh, my mom ripped me a new one that same year because she actually left me in charge of taking care of myself and my sister when she went to go work. Mind you, because she didn't want to take my sister and I to the babysitter anymore after the babysitter found out that I was being abused, quote unquote, by the the babysitter themselves and the other kids. And that babysitters will fail to also tell my mom, like, hey, your daughter is sick. So my mom was, in other words, she was pissed. She was pissed. But that same year, it was the summer, actually, summer 2015. My sister and I, we were home alone to really just, do whatever we really wanted to do, really. While my mom was at work. She actually worked at a McDonald's that was maybe a few minutes away from us. So
Gotcha.
there was one time she was working. She kept calling me and I didn't answer because I didn't know what she wanted. So she just kept calling me. And then I answered. She's like, why aren't you picking up? And I'm like, cause I don't want to. And she's like, well, I'm going to take away the phone. I'm like, no.
Oh.
And I'm like, great. She at that point, she's like, yeah, you need to pick up. Otherwise I'm taking your phone. That's why I got it for you. And I'm like, okay.
Ah.
I remember.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you.
I remember one year though, I had gotten scared because there was like people going by our apartment complex and like knocking the door. I think I opened it. I'm like trying to remember this right. I think I either opened it or like told my mom like, hey, there's somebody at the door. And she's like, yeah, don't open it. So what ended up happening, she actually came and picked me up and took me to her job, which was at the McDonald's. And the whole staff knew who I was because the manager there always like would get phone calls from the school about me getting in trouble. So I was kind of like the well-known kid at the establishment. But every time I would go, they would end up feeding me like nuggets or fries to kind of keep me entertained as well.
You got rewarded for getting in trouble?
Pretty much.
Mm. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Story
All
of my
right,
life right
so-
there.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So, I have a question.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some of your most memorable collections as a kid? Like you had a collection of this, or a collection of that. Maybe like two collections, maybe three. Maybe you just were hardcore into one. So it's okay. You could just do one, do two, do three. I mean, but they were major. Like, what were your major collections as a kid?
Probably. I want to move my mic so I'm actually heard, because last time my audio was so quiet.
It was different. I was loud and you were quiet. I'm
yeah,
like,
that's what I
why
noticed.
didn't you fix that in editing? Gosh.
That is true.
Why didn't you fix that? Why didn't you fix that in editing?
I have no idea.
That's a legitimate question.
I have no idea. I don't know why. I think it's
you should fire yourself.
Honestly, I have to download both. I probably have to download both separate audio tracks. And do the same.
But you still have to answer the question.
That's true. Probably the collection I had as a kid was probably a lot of like Smurf toys from the movie.
Okay.
Because at the McDonald's my mom worked at, she would constantly bring some of them home. So she would bring some home, and we had this like little like Cars like pop-up container.
But it's kind of like your mom's collection, and you guys just kind of adapted it, which is still
pretty
great.
Much.
But I mean, like something that like was like a total Avery, like like some kind of Pokemon, or like
I collected
version 1, 2, or 3. I don't know, whatever, something like that, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Beyblades. I mean, what? There's had to be something that was like your jam, man. If you could pick one toy in Toys R Us, it would be this.
I know that's
your collection. That's what you wanted.
I know I was into Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. I had a whole book of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Okay.
I really didn't actually play the game. I just really wanted to keep collecting the cards themselves.
Yeah.
After
like
a
with
while,
the rares, the commons, the uncommons.
yeah. Pokemon though wasn't really my thing up until like 5th grade.
So you're a
So-
little like olderish.
Yeah.
But still a kid. Still a kid. Fine.
Blade, I didn't really collect anything of. I enjoyed the game though. I enjoyed the game itself. But one thing I would
Okay.
collect every now and then or be wanting to buy all the time is a lot of like My Little Pony Gen 4 figures. I was given like stuffed animals, but even then I wanted more, so I kept going for it. But it call me crazy though now into my 20s that I keep buying a lot of Bluey related merchandise. So I have like a bed sheet, stuffed animals. So I've got a few stuffed animals and some of the figurines. I think I have one actually on my desk. I even bought some pins actually. So I have a lot more Bluey merchandise than anything else, to be honest. So I'm more of a collector there than like what I was or what I would like quote unquote collect as a kid.
Gotcha. That was my last question is like what collecting as an adult. So I guess I should go. I think collections as a kid, for me, there was a couple. There were keychains. I remember my favorite was this little pink backpack, hot pink, and it was Simpsons. And it was cool because it still had that little front zipper, but it was really small. And then it had like the regular zipper that you would put the books and, your folders in. And I just thought that was a really cool keychain, and some keychains that had like the colored oil and you turn it this way and you turn it that way and it does like the little bubbly thing. All different kinds of keychains. I mean, real rabbit's feet you could get out of those quarter machines in different colors. I mean,
Really?
they had that. Yeah, they had that when I was little and before me even. Surely. Yeah. It's real rabbit feet, like dead animal feet turned into a keychain, and kids would buy them with quarters as like a choice. Like, oh, do I want a bubble gum, or do I want some, Skittles, or do I want this like holographic sticker, or do I want this dead animal foot keychain? And a couple times I picked a dead animal foot keychain. They had them. So, I mean, yeah. So, that was one collection that was big for me. Another big collection for me was I loved R.L. Stein books. This was before he did Goosebumps. These were kind of like the teenager, like stepsister.
Oh, he has a ton of different books besides Goosebumps.
Yeah. Like, and 99, whatever street and all of that, like Babysitter 1, 2, 3, and then Christopher Pike kind of did the same thing. And I loved the book fair. And I would get books at the book fair and I would read them. And I just had this shelf full of like these books, and they were just adventures. And I love reading. So that was like another collection that I really, really loved. And then I would say another collection I had a significant amount of, but mostly it was kind of like, like how like you guys all adopted the Smurfs thing because your mom would get the figurines and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And it kind of became like that. And this last collection, which was massive, which they were business cards. And my dad, I don't know, just got me into collecting business cards. And then he would buy me business card booklets. Think of like photo
put them in?
booklets. To put them in, yes. And this would be books, and with slots where you would put business cards. And I had a collection of like a couple hundred unique business cards from back when they had them. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Honestly,
and I don't know
sorry,
what
go ahead.
happened to them, but they're gone. I mean, that's history, folks.
All I can think of is the whole Porky Pig thing's like, that's all, folks.
I mean, like, that's a weird collection, sort of, but not really.
It's
You
not
need
really.
that,
It doesn't sound
You
weird to
need-
me. The
Yeah.
the rabbit's foot one, that one is interesting because I'm surprised you'd be able to get those in like those little like
it's
coin
for real.
machines.
They yeah, for real. Oh, and so collecting as an adult. What do I collect now as an adult? I would say Legos. Legos. I bet you never would have guessed.
Legos actually sounds. No, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised for Legos because like, do
Yeah,
you like enjoy building them though as well?
Sometimes I buy them. I buy bulk marketplace, and I like put them back together. So I like recreate the sets and put them with a booklet. And I've resold them, made profits, stuff like that, things like that. I've got collections of Legos that are retired, and they're, I mean, they the the price of Legos has been compared to gold. I mean, haven't you heard that? Like,
Yeah.
investing in Lego. I mean, not now. It was a minute ago. Which your girl's been there, so I'm good. But yeah, Legos. It's pretty wild.
Because
So
I'm surprised
I've got
Legos
a big investment.
I'm surprised the Legos are practically an arm and a leg now.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh, because Disney owns so much that there's such an increase for IP.
Yeah. Because like I
mean,
bought
there's
one.
not as much interest in like Lego City or the non-Disney princess,
Yeah,
the
like the Lego
non-Disney Star
Friends.
Wars. Yeah, and so they cost more, but they're not really made any different. They're not.
I know.
They're not.
Sorry.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you?
Because I know
But
like
that's what I collect.
Because I know one that I bought was like $89, and it was like a small one too. And I'm like, $89 for that?
What was it?
Holy crap!
What was it? Come on.
It was a Lego set with a orchid. No, it was an orchid, beetle. What was it? I can't remember. It's because I bought it for a friend of mine as a gift.
On Marketplace?
No, I ended up buying it directly at the Lego store.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I think it's just more for me that I don't really go to the Lego store
I'll
much.
I'll buy stuff so that I can resell the GWP, the gift of purchase.
Oh.
And sometimes like those go for real big, like, yeah.
So I had
I'm giving away secrets, guys. I can't talk about it anymore. The Lego Mafia is gonna come after me.
Uh-oh. I know I had, let's see. So let me get out of there. So it was, okay, I have the pictures here. Okay, so it was the one with the butterfly. I think it had like a blue orchid, I think. I can't remember. I had a blue orchid, butterfly, and a beetle, I think. I'll have to
Gotcha.
double check with my friend to see what it was because I can't remember 100%. But
Yeah.
I know it was like $89 though too, and I'm surprised it's like $90 for that,
Wow.
which is insane though. At least nowadays.
I didn't really get into botanicals very much because that's the theme. Those are called botanicals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not really my jam. The big money is in certain types of sets, and I'm not going to give away my secrets.
I know.
So
there was like one thing I actually liked when I was little. It was if you've seen Cars 2, you know Finn McMissile, the spy in the movie.
is it the black car? No, that's
No, it's the blue one, the British one.
The blue one. Okay, yeah, the British one.
I remember, and my mom kind of thinks I'm crazy that I remember this, or she's like, yeah, you didn't have that. I'm like, no, I had it. But it was an RC car version of Finn McMissile.
Oh, yeah, I think I bought that for my kids, too.
So I got it. I think it was right between Christmas 2014.
Yeah.
And I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was bought at the Disney store, too. Like, I miss the Disney store. I will say that I miss it because you've got the big old like plush bin.
Yeah, the big bin at Gurney Mills.
Yeah, I hate the fact that they had to remove it. It's stupid that they had to do that. You should have kept it.
Mm-hmm. It was so magical to go in there.
I remember though as a kid.
And I had no daughters. But it was still so magical to see like all these little princess outfits. I'm like, oh my god, they don't fit me. Anyway.
I know, it's like I wish they still had it. Like I know Woodfield Mall for a while they had the 90s. They still had the 90s. Or no, I could be wrong. I don't remember when Woodfield Mall took theirs out. But I know there was a store in a different state. I can't remember where. I have to do more research on it. But a creator on YouTube ended up going and visiting a 90s Disney store. It was still themed to what it was back when it first opened back in 97. Because it never got the remodel. But I'm surprised the one in Gurney Mills had that big like Mickey Mouse like silhouette or entryway, which I always liked going past it because I knew I would have a fun time and go in there because I would like mess with the stuffed animals, see all like the fake like toy phones. It was the flip phones too. That's the funny part.
Do you know Google really quick, like what year did like Gurney Mills open?
It opened.
It was like, because I was that ripe age. I remember going there when it was brand new.
It opened
well before you were a thought.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm an old fart.
Nah.
It opened when?
August 8th of 1991. I had it on the tip of my tongue for the year.
August
I didn't remember the
1991. I just turned 11. So yeah, I was 11. I just turned 11 years old. And I remember going there and it was amazing. And my favorite store, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this science-y store.
This is nostalgia right now because
yes, this is nostalgia right now. My eyes are closed, and
this is an image from 2012.
2012.
Yeah, I'd have to look for one for. I'm
not even looking. But there was this like sciencey store, and you could get like the Smithsonian type of stuff. You can get science kits. You get all the elements, and it has you do like experiments, and
they had that?
like they had that, and it was like this big store, and it had wooden puzzles and like really hard puzzles and puzzle games and archaeology type stuff and learning about crystals, and it was just freaking amazing. I can't even. Oh, gee golly, that was my favorite store in the whole. I loved that store.
Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm remembering this wrong, but I could have sworn there was a store or like a mini like petting zoo type store in the mall where you could go see like snakes and other kinds of exotic animals.
Yeah, and you could
by
go through like a
rainforests.
little. You could buy a ticket to go through a tour, too, and they had. You could buy. They had along the wall. They had little like terrarium kits where you could buy that spider that's in there. You could buy that little snake that's in there. You could buy that. I don't know. They had some scorpions and stuff, dude. Yes, they had that store. And they had, you could do like a walkthrough. I don't know what it was called. I don't remember, but I never went through a walkthrough because that just wasn't my jam.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, they had tarantulas and stuff you buy in the mall.
Let's see if I can find an image from the mall itself.
It was like something safari.
What? I don't know 100% sure if this image is accurate enough to what the mall looked like. I know the mall looked like this up until 2013 from the dining court.
Can't really see.
I will say that's what I miss. The neon. The neon signage and everything from all the restaurants and things like that at the mall.
Yeah. And being in the mall and you smell those roasted nuts.
They had roasted nuts?
Yeah, it was like roasted. I don't know what kind of nuts with caramel or something. It was just like the smell. It was like when you would if you would go into Bass Pro Shop to see the big fish tank. And then you would go into the mall from there. There was like always a cart kind of around there. It was by Movado.
I don't remember
Starbucks.
that one actually, because I know I could. Okay, call me crazy, but they used to have churros there a few years ago. They used to have a churro stand there.
Okay.
I could have sworn they used to have a churro stand there a few years back when I was little, but now it's like the mini donut spots.
Okay. Well, if it's that same corner, that's where they would have the nuts. And I mean, from the day that they opened, or as early as I can remember, that's a smell from the mall, and it was a good smell. We never bought them really.
Is it just me, or that like? Is it just me, or that's what always kind of gets you excited to be there, or kind of gets you into the mood of
Sports
like
Authority?
to continue
Is that
shopping?
Sports Authority?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's entrance A. That's entrance A. Sports Authority is entrance A, I think, right?
Yes.
Yes, I remember going into Sports Authority, and there was a wall of starter jackets, because remember when they opened in 1991? And what was so cool back then? Starter jackets of basketball teams. And inside that store was a wall full of starter jackets, pullovers of all different basketball teams.
This one, I think this
That was huge. That was huge. Oh wow, nostalgia. My gosh.
I could be wrong, but where this Neiman Marcus was could be where Second Charles is.
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
I don't really remember there being a Neiman Marcus. It had to have been after I already kind of dipped out of the area.
Burlington is still there though.
Okay, yeah, Burlington.
Shoppers World is now Floor and Decker.
What was before Shoppers World? Was that value furniture?
I don't know. I only remember Shoppers World being there. I don't remember what store could have been there prior to Shoppers World being there.
Because Shoppers World wasn't an original.
Yeah, ringside. That whole building, that whole section of the mall or the outside where the arcade used to be is now just the ice skating rink. There's no arcade, nothing like that there because now round one takes its place.
Oh, wow. That used to be like a big hangout place.
Mm-hmm. I hate the fact that arcades nowadays actually use cards that you have to swipe. I want the tokens, man. I want the tokens.
The tokens, the clink, 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 and the yep. And then the tickets spit out.
Or the ticket muncher too from like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. That always freaked me out when you try to feed in the first ticket and it grabs it so quick and you're just like, ah. Sorry, that's probably just me. But that would always freak me out. Now it's just a card. Wah wah.
This?
Yes, that. But faster. I felt like it was going to eat my fingers off. And mind you, I was the mother. I was feeding this thing in for my kids. Yeah.
I actually went to Chuck E. Cheese back in 2012. I didn't go back until 2016 for my 12th.
They have good
11th or
birthday
12th
cake.
birthday.
They have good
I never
birthday
had
cake.
the birthday cake there.
They have good birthday cake.
Is it good? Like better than like grocery store cake or no?
It's absolutely better than grocery store cake. I'd say it's close to Portillo's chocolate cake.
Ooh, okay. Now you're making me want to go to Chuck E. Cheese and be like, hey, can I just buy a chocolate cake?
Yeah. But I haven't had them side by side. I definitely be able to tell the difference, I think, for sure. And I'm not even a big sweets person, but it's good. Their birthday cake, their chocolate cake at Chuck E. Cheese is good. Unless they change something.
Hopefully not. It was good. We would pretend it was our kid's birthday. It's the funny part. Funny part is that when people react, for example, kind of like what you did just now about the chocolate cake.
Mm-hmm.
People call stuff like that foodgasms, which is weird.
What?
I know, it's weird.
That's a thing that has like a name that is weird. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So yeah. So food. So that word is a neologism that indicates a pleasurable and euphoric feeling of satisfaction that occurs during the consumption of particularly amazing and delicious food. But it's weird because it's linked to porn.
I didn't know you were gonna go there.
No, it's weird that people link it to that or people
but
call
there's a thing for it.
porn.
It's got a name. It's got a label. That's it's weird. Wow, I don't even know. What do you say? Oh my gosh. You're
probably like,
oh yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Let's see. I'm currently cycling through the Showbiz Pizza Wikipedia page.
Okay.
And these are all the different costume iterations from Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you know I celebrated my 8th birthday at Chuck E. Cheese?
Really?
Yes.
Was it during like the Showbiz pizza era, or was it?
I believe so. It was the Showbiz era, and they would have the band play. Yeah.
But this is what the costume looked like between 1981 to 1987.
Yeah.
You can kind of see Billy Bob right there cut off. But this
I don't think
this is the costume a lot of people remember, the Avenger Chuck. This was around in most stores up until 2013. And this is the new costume that we have now, which is the Rockstar Chuck.
Interesting. Yeah. I celebrated my 8th birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. I think, I don't remember where it was. In Dundee? East Dundee? I don't know.
This is probably dating you more, but do you know this character?
I'm sure I did at some point. Oh my gosh. I don't. It totally looks familiar, but I can't think of. Tell me then.
It's Mitzi Mozzarella from the Rockafire Explosion.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Those things, those robotic things creeped me out. I really was not a fan of them. What I really loved were the tunnels underneath the stage.
Ooh.
They had tunnels underneath the stage that adults really couldn't fit in.
Really?
And it was so, yeah, I mean, I'm sure some did and could, but I mean, it was really cool because you could kind of escape away from your family and they couldn't see you. And it was pretty darn cool. And it was under the stage, and I loved like that, and like goofy maze rooms and like weird mirrors and stuff like that. I always thought that was fun. I didn't like the creepy characters that much.
Yeah.
It was too much like.
How do you think
obviously people grew up and wrote Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yep. How do you think people are right now with Five Nights at Freddy's and comparing it to like Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, my kids were into Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know why. But I was like, ugh, because they were freaky, man.
I probably have a kick, like if you have kids around, like for example, like around like who grew up with it between 2014 to now. Even now it's gotten way graphic than like you would think, because people have made fan-made VHS tapes, and it's scary to watch, and I've seen them before myself. You'll see like it's depicted that like the missing child's bodies and like the animatronic and whatnot. And when I first saw the videos, I like couldn't bear myself watching them. I immediately like clicked off. I'm like, no, I'm not watching these.
Oh yes, yeah. He put the kids in the yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that movie. The one I really like, which was I called it a ripoff, but I think it came out before Five Nights at Freddy's, but it was a total ripoff. It was the one with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember what it's called.
Wally
World or something.
Wally something.
It was great. He barely said a word in the whole movie.
That's what people are saying.
Barely said a word in the whole movie. Maybe he didn't say anything at all. I don't want to spoil it for you if you guys haven't seen it, but that was awesome. And Nicolas Cage is a freaking gem. If we were going to talk about like Hollywood and actors and stuff, the range that he has and his improv and just like his openness to fail and look so crazy doing it, and to take that risk is just so evident in his work. It's amazing. And he does weird movies, weird all different kinds of movies, and it's just a gem to watch for real.
I'll definitely have to watch the movie after
Oh yeah.
the episode. I've only seen like a creator known goes by the name of James A. Janice. He is the host of the show Kill Count under the channel Dead Meat. Where they really tally all like the deaths in everyone's favorite horror movies. He covered the Child's Play series. He covered the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, Wally's Wonderland.
And what has the most death counts? Like it divides it for like actual like movies like with like like and they all different kinds of options.
Yeah, it's all different movies. They categorize it by the genders as well, so they'll count how many females died in the movie, how many males, and then if the antagonist died within the film.
Okay. Interesting.
That's like one of the series I actually watch every now and then because it's kind of fun to watch to see. It's honestly better than seeing like the actual horror movie itself. I only know because I watched Saw X and I did not like it.
Oh, I didn't watch Saw X. I don't know much about that whole franchise. I remember I watched the first one and I was like, nobody ruined it for me. So when I saw the ending, I was like, whoa, holy cow. But then I never followed. I had to work a gazillion hours and I was in school full time. So like I didn't have a life after that for a while.
The one that, for example, at like Halloween Horror Nights that they're showing is the Terrifier haunted house based off, I think, of Terrifier 3.
I'm seeing a lot of that. The video, like in the big tricycle, like riding around. That's cool.
And it's like I've never even seen the Terrifier movie, but people keep saying that it's much graphic than like any than your average like horror movie.
It absolutely is. If you don't like gore, don't watch those movies and don't watch the prequel because there's Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, but there's a prequel. It's like this, I forget what it's called. It's like All Hallows Eve or something like that.
Yes.
It does like, it's like a 3-parter kind of back, like an 80s homage. They made some horror movies like that where they did like 3 different stories in one type of deal. Like they would call it this, something, some, that. I don't know, whatever. Pretty cool though. They were very good. I liked them. But yeah, I don't know.
This store right here, the Bed Bath & Beyond, by the way, they're opening a Primark in its place.
Okay.
So
I remember Bed Bath & Beyond.
The only reason why I liked going into that store, I think,
was seeing all of the towels that looked like they were in perfectly folded shape. Those were fake. You know they were fake.
What?
Yeah, there's like this foam thing, and it's fake. I've seen them. They're
You're
fake.
Kidding.
Beyond a certain point. Yeah, they're fake, dude.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
honestly,
because you know how high up they would go. You remember how high up they would go?
Yes.
Those are fake.
Illusion ruin.
I know. It was so beautiful to look at, though, especially with like obsessive disorder. Like, just like, look at that order. Look at that perfection. It's like color schemed and everything. And it's just so gorgeous.
I will say, claw machines are still rigged.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are for sure. There's like this thing on the inside of them where the operator can select like how the difficulty level, and they can set it to whatever they want to. I know that for 100% fact.
That is true. I'm surprised we don't have this in the mall anymore. This shopper service area. It's not there anymore. They removed it.
Yeah. That was wait, because then eventually they had like an Annie's pretzel.
The
The Annie's pretzel probably came after that. Because that
Probably.
looks like a let me help you find yourself a way around our store. Very, very
Yeah.
helpful.
Oh, there's Kohl's.
I think it came after that. It was like Annie's pretzels and stuff.
Because here's Valley City.
Yeah, Valley City.
Oh. We had a Sleep Number store in the mall. That's crazy. This was from August 15th of 2012. There's the Sprint store.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I worked at County Seat.
Where was that at?
Like if you go in entrance A, and then you know how it does like a V shape thing. You go left. You would go left down to where the food court is, but it was before the food court. It was like before Foot Locker. Yeah, like before Gloria Jeans. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I was, like County Seat.
Who doesn't miss Ruby Tuesday?
Oh, I miss it. Do you miss the commercials in the hallway?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. Gurney Dodge on Grand Avenue, where cars, trucks, and vans using brand new. We're Gurney Dodge on Grand Avenue. Do you remember that? No, I'm older than you.
You are older than me.
Yeah, they played that like in 1997, 8.
Oh yeah, that was way before my time. Never mind.
Yeah.
They actually got rid of these benches. They got rid of them after 2013.
wow.
They got rid of these after a while. Which is kind of stupid because I like the couches now, but like it's kind of stupid that there's not much seating anymore in the common areas.
They used to have a lot of seating areas in the middle of the hallway.
Ooh,
they
this
had
is the map.
They would have like high back chairs, almost like your grandpa's living room, in like a little powwow area right in the middle of the freaking hallway.
So this is
with
the
like
map.
some lamps and stuff. They would do that. It was such a weird approach, but it was so fun.
So this is the map from 2012. There's the Sears right there. Sports Authority was right here.
Okay.
The Marcus Theater was here. Ringside over here. Burlington. This was all Burlington right here. Shoppers World over here. TJ Maxx was here. Surprised we don't even. And I know they probably opened it over by the Target now. I know they did that. At least I'm assuming they did that. Let me see if
Target's part of the mall now.
It's in its own it's in its own section now.
Wow, I had no idea.
So now there's Payless. There's the Payless, the Dino-Rama.
I mean, you gotta find one. You gotta find one from like in the early 90s. Like find one from when they opened. Find one like from 96, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god.
Yeah, at least you're not saying 6, 7 though.
And they had little kiosks where you could they would paint your name with a super tiny paintbrush on a piece of rice, like hard rice, uncooked rice.
Really?
And then put it in this like little glass like containery thing, and it had oil in it or something, and they would seal it shut. I don't know how, and you could wear it as like a freaking bracelet or necklace charm. Yeah, you could get that. They had that where you would get your name written on a piece of rice and put in a necklace like that. They had that. They had this person that would shape like your name or a name and then make it as part of a bracelet or a necklace to wear around your neck. Oh yeah. And photos. You could get like your photos done, or you could get like those you could get like photos done, or you could get where they do the funny pictures of you. and caricature. They had that.
So this is from, well, there's no actual year for this, but
Gotcha.
right where the Shoppers World is, or where it was, this used to be a JCPenney. There's the TJ Maxx, the Ringside, Burlington, Sports Authority was here, Sears Grand, Bed Bath and Beyond. There was the Circuit City, Kohl's, Marshalls, and then Value City was here. And there was the factory outlet for Value City. And Bass Pro was here, but there's no real mention of what other outlets were around the area. But I didn't even know we even had a JCPenney in Gurney Mills.
Oh, yeah, you did. I had a friend who worked there, and he is the most peculiar person I've ever met. And oh my gosh, he would climb the rafters and sleep.
What?
Yeah. Or the shelves, or he would climb up to a top shelf. He eventually got caught and fired or whatever, but
wow,
this was in the 90s. Yeah. 98, 9, 9, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Oh yeah.
Do you remember Dominic's?
Of course I do. Yeah, absolutely. Dominic's. Mm-hmm.
So this is
groceries.
An image from, I don't know what year this is from, actually. There's no timestamp for the
Yeah, they had Dominic's, Cub Foods.
Because there's the Michaels here. This is in the Grand Hunt Center. This is Michael's, and then there's the Dominic's here. And I'm assuming this is where the Mariano's is now. In that area.
I would not be the one to ask on that. I left the area by then.
Rip. I'm kidding. Me just rip. Actually, in 2015, my family and I actually went to the grand opening of the Five Below in that area as well.
Oh, okay.
They had like hot dogs and actually like they had music and hot dogs that day. And mind you, I filled up on hot dogs, to be honest, while I was, I think, going through an ear infection.
You're such a goof. I went there when Lego opened. As a grown adult, I went there on opening day because of all of the awesome stuff that they offered the first umpteen people that came at opening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was it was so early in the morning. I don't even remember when. It was so early in the morning. I remember it was felt like Zombie World. It was pretty intense. And I was probably about the 6th person. And I thought I was pretty dang early. Yeah. It was a good time. Good times.
Who doesn't remember Radio Shack, though? Nobody does now, but kids who grew up on it, yes.
Oh, yeah. Radio Shack. And they had a commercial with the 2 football people who are on TV now. I don't know, the one bald guy and somebody else. Yeah. Radio Shack. They advertised a lot all the time. They were every commercial break growing up as a kid, I swear. Was a Radio Shack commercial, a Dunkin' Donuts commercial for sure, McDonald's commercial back in the 80s for sure.
This is what I remember growing up, is the barn.
Yeah, and the guy comes out. And
wait, a guy would come out from the barn?
Yeah, so inside the barn is this guy on a weird contraption. It almost looks like kind of a plane, but it looks all goofy. I don't know, or maybe it was just a plane. But then he flies around, and there was track above him, and it would be suspended, and it would go down to a certain part and come back and go in, and then it would close. Yeah, and it was at certain parts of the day. And I remember, I don't know, my dad knew or I knew, but we knew, and we would look for it. We would watch for it.
I didn't know that.
People would stand around And like right around there in the picture that you're showing was somewhere around there was the science store at one point that I was talking about. It was close by there. I can't remember if it was like right by it or before it or after it, but the really, really cool science store I was telling you about that was like amazing.
I'm currently making my cat dance. But I didn't know that. I purely thought it was just decoration.
No, there was a thing that came out. I'm sure you could probably find a video on the. Yeah, you could find one. But a guy would come out, a guy, and it. Oh yeah, it was cool. It was really cool back then. That's how they started. They started with that.
Is this the trek you're talking about?
It might be, yeah. Yeah, see how it kind of comes around. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
How did I not know that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up. It was way cool. It was way cool, and they did have cars.
Yep.
They had cars like that. Mm-hmm. And do you remember
I just love
where
the neon lighting?
Oh yeah, that was always fun.
Because the signs now are boring.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And remember when they had that like kind of like it was like where the seating area was like kind of it was like two semicircles and it was a build up and like there could be a speaker there.
Was it like the area where the stage would be for like events?
No, it was like its own thing, like in the middle of a hallway. There at one point. So back when I was a kid in like 1991, Trolls, with the floofy hair and the scary hard plastic and they smell weird, like Trolls, those things were very, very popular. And there was a huge, giant kiosk full of all different kinds of trolls with different colored hair, different sizes. It was freaking amazing. It was like Mecca for like someone like me. And oh my gosh. And there was like another part where there was dolls, like really fancy schmancy dolls where like the eyes open and close, with like, like leveling them out and stuff, and like the eyelashes and everything, and like porcelain and goofy stuff. And there was like a Beanie Baby section. It was crazy.
I'm surprised Beanie Babies aren't really all the rage now.
Thank goodness.
Would you collect them if they still were?
No, I never collected them then. I had maybe 3 or 4, but they had like a meaning to them. They were given to me by a certain person or, at a certain time. And so that's why they were important. Like I kept them around and they were important to me, not because like I collected Beanie Babies or anything like that. No.
Let me see. I'm like going through you. 14 years ago, but I'm trying to see if it even shows the barn actively moving or wait, there was a carousel in the mall?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was cool. The mall was very cool. Yeah, it was a really cool place to go.
Because here, there's the carousel. Individual's writing on it. Yeah, he's writing on it. There's a video from 2000, actually. Let me see. Here it is.
Yeah, JAHUT 6816.
I'm surprised this is how people paid back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you can just swipe a debit card and everything like that.
Oh yeah, no. When I worked at county seat, they had this like the credit card thing, and it was where you put the credit card in this like thing. It has
Yeah, and
like
you
a
have
special
to like
spot,
swipe it, right?
and then you have to put this paper thing over it where it does like a triplicate, and then you
Yep.
you like in the movies, because it was probably before you, but it was a real thing. And then and sometimes you had to call their credit card to confirm that they had money on their credit card.
I think that, I mean, I've seen that happen in like on YouTube before. I've seen an active transaction back like within when that was still a thing, where you'd actively have to put you'd have to put the sheet of paper, I think, over the card, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, over it.
And then you slide that through, and it leaves an imprint of the card number, I think. Correct?
Yeah, it's like making a photocopy.
I like how I already know we still have this in the mall. They just moved it.
Do you know what? We're talking about things that people don't even know what we're talking about. Like for the last however long, because we're at 140 minutes.
Yeah. No,
you're gonna have to edit out a lot of stuff.
I miss this. I miss all this stuff.
We're gonna have to do a podcast about Gurney Mills and what I remember as a kid and what you remember.
Oh,
because
here it is.
You are my kid. Like you're basically my kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my journey ended where yours kind of began.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good to have its own podcast. So like we're gonna have to back up and find out where we left off or something, or end it. Because I feel bad for everybody. Oh, Toys R Us. Yeah.
And the Build-A-Bear looks the same though.
Oh, and there were record stores. There was Virgin Records. There was you would go to buy tapes or CDs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big thing. And the tapes and the CDs were like trapped in this like plastic contraption to help like keep kids from stealing them. And so like you had to bring up the fake thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or it was the real thing, but it was like wrapped. It was like, yeah, it was a mess. And then they would like just go click, click, and it would just come off. And so then you could buy the CD or the tape, whatever it was. Oh yeah, places like that. It was huge, huge. Some places even probably still sold records.
I honestly didn't know we had a store like that.
Yeah, you had a couple.
How did I not know this? I'm assuming they probably took it out by the time I started going to the mall. Okay, this right here, this little like arcade or like little like mini ride thing. I remember one time actually going in there.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's after me. I wonder what was there before. That'd be interesting.
This was around when Macy's. Yeah,
that's the corner.
Yep.
That's the corner. It looks like it.
Yeah, that's the store. Okay, that's the store I remember going into to like see all like the animals and stuff.
The animal store, but it wasn't called that. It was called something else.
Was it called Serpent Safari?
Maybe it was a Monsters Family Fair. Sure, Serpent Safari. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's them.
Why did they change the small so much?
I remember Bath and Body Works. Oh, yeah.
I should totally make a petition that we bring the neon signs back. Screw the whole. It's not 2010 anymore. I'm like, screw you. I want to relive this.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they started it. That's when they started the brand new look. Going into 2013, I'm like, that's stupid.
I remember being young, and they would have people that would want to like rub lotion on your arms and show you how amazing this product is, and they would like
really,
they were kind of aggressive a little bit, but not like overly so. Like I don't remember them being too aggressive, but they were very like they wanted to like rub this lotion on you, and they already had it in their hand.
Yeah.
And basically like try stuff on you and then try and get you to buy things. It was pretty crazy. And then the back cracker people, I don't know if they still have those, but they had these special chairs where people would lay face down.
I know they don't have those anymore. They now have like the normal like massage like stores.
Yeah.
Or like the service stores. They have those now, but they don't have people actually cracking your backs anymore like
but
that.
You remember what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, they had that.
Man, I'd flip Gurney Mills off for that, for changing the look. That's stupid that they did that.
Oh. Yeah.
Because see, this is when they started it. So this was mid 2013. This is when they started it.
Oh, I haven't been in there for a while.
Yep. I hate it. It looks way too modern. I hate it.
Yeah.
After a while, they started taking these like little marquees down. It was after a few years. So this is like obviously way after the pandemic. The only place that still kept like their neon signage was like Ringside.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I remember the two food courts. One of them was the what such and such fair, and the other one was
the Dinorama.
Yeah. There you go. It's like, oh, food court, which one?
I've got a dog barking upstairs.
And it was like, and everybody knew which, like, the names of the two food courts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Because I'm going through all of these. These are all going towards the mid 2013.
And I think they changed the theater too. Because when I was 16 or 17 is when Titanic came out. And I saw it in a theater where it was a giant theater. It was giant.
Really?
It felt like it was big. Now you go to theaters and, I mean, they're small. Or like I mean, a little bit biggish, but not really. These were huge. It was like, you'd be like, it'd be a row of 20 people in the old seats. Rows of them. Rows of us. And I remember I went and sat through Titanic 3 times at a movie theater. And it's like 3 hours and 12 minutes long. And I calculated
Titanic
it.
Movie?
Yeah.
That was like an hour and a half.
No, look it up. How long is the Titanic movie?
I haven't even seen the movie myself, actually. I don't think. I probably have when I was little. No?
No. I've seen it enough for both of us.
I actually went to the Volo Museum not too long ago. And I went through the Titanic exhibit.
Okay.
And I will say that I cried just reading all of the placards and and seeing all the items.
So they did a good job then.
Yeah, I cried when I went through it.
I was wondering. I hadn't been there yet, and I was obsessed with Titanic when I was a kid. It was one of my obsessions, and yeah. I mean, so I still kind of have a fondness about it. Obviously, I went and saw Titanic 3 times at the movie theater. Anyway, but yeah. So I hadn't seen it because I was like worried how it would hold up. But it's good to hear. So I'll check it out then.
Yeah, it hasn't been open for too long either. I don't think it's been open relatively for a few years, but it's really a must-have to go visit if you want to kind of see any of the artifacts from the
That or the big dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I mean, you're either a Titanic person or you're a dinosaur person, or maybe you're both. Maybe you're both.
I went through the Jurassic area of the museum.
Why not?
I enjoyed it, to be honest.
I want to do it. I should. Why? What's stopping me? Myself. I should just go. Because I always feel like, oh, my kids are older now, So it's like I always enjoy those things. I mean, probably not as much as my kids because it's magic for them. And I've seen what's behind the sheets or behind the sheet or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's still always been exciting. Yeah. So I kind of miss doing that with them. So I just have to just do it for myself now.
Yeah.
I have to admit it.
Going into our last or final portion of the show for tonight. What are your closing remarks and kind of final thoughts of tonight's episode?
Oh, all over the place. But I enjoyed the flow of it, and I thought I thought it was even more detailed, I think, for myself to understand. And I think probably for, viewers or, listeners rather, as you just, went into more descriptive aspects of situation as you were, approaching, certain topics. So I thought it was great.
Yeah. Anything, because even then we could honestly dedicate an entire episode in terms of really for example Gurney Mills or really places like that really don't look the same as they used to.
Oh man, why are we obsessed with the same thing sometimes here?
Honestly,
it's kind of weird.
But with that said, thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to tune in with us here on Beyond the Mic with myself and Nancy.
Yeah, thank
hopefully
you.
We'll be back soon. If you have any suggestions, always kind of tag our page on Facebook at LJ Entertainment Media for any suggestions. This episode will be going live hopefully by next week. Hopefully. But if you have any episode suggestions, you can always kind of reach out.
Or if you want us to do a deep dive on something.
Mm-hmm.
But we need some advance notice. Yeah. We got to do our deep diving. But
that is true.
Maybe conspiracies, but not politics.
Yeah.
Current stuff. More old
thinking more
old
of
stuff,
true
deep
crime
dives.
as well.
Yeah, true crime. We'll do deep dives on that, or deep dives on conspiracy theories, or stuff, serial killers, or our thoughts, or whatever. If you have suggestions on that, we'd love to do that. But we're gonna stay away from politics for deep dives.
Because I've already done or started trying to do some research in terms of Jenny Rivera's plane crash from 2012.
Okay.
I already did some deep dive there. There's already a conspiracy theory that someone had it out
wait,
for
so you
her.
should probably save it for a show.
That's true. Never
you
mind.
should save it.
You didn't hear that?
Do. I'm doing your job for ya.
I know. Oh my god, I always got ahead on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you got to save that one.
I know.
Because I think that'd be great. And then you got to DM me the info, and then I can like read up on it, and then we can have our deep dive on it. Maybe if we haven't gotten a suggestion yet, or we're in between suggestions, we could do that situation. So you got to keep it on the down low for now.
That's true. But anyway,
we'll work it out.
Hopefully.
For sure.
Again, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's episode. Again, if you would like to shoot us a follow, give us a follow at LJ Entertainment Media, or follow me directly at Avery De Jesus Ocampo for more clips in regards to any episodes. And stay tuned for the future episode for the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and have a great night.